Monday night, during a moment of silence on the House floor to remember the Orlando victims, a handful of Democrats walked out to protest the blocking of gun control legislation. Today, Donald Trump tweeted, quote, "I will be meeting with the NRA, who has endorsed me, about not allowing people on the terrorist watch list or the no-fly list to buy guns," end quote. Meanwhile, Senate Democrats, led by Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy, spent the afternoon filibustering a spending bill in an attempt to add amendments that would close the gun show loophole and prevent people on the government's no-fly list from purchasing firearms. Here's Murphy earlier today talking about the Newtown elementary school shooting that occurred in his state in 2012.
As someone who represents the community of Sandy Hook, which is still grieving today, I'm going to stand on this floor and talk about our experience in Sandy Hook, Orlando's experience, the need to come together on this issue of making sure that dangerous people who have designs on mass murder don't get dangerous weapons, as long as I can, so that we can give time to try to figure out a path forward.
Mark, Vice President Biden is expected to deliver a speech in Sandy Hook tonight. So my question, as we take all this in, is whether this is just another temporary skirmish in the gun control battle, or is this potentially a leading indicator of a meaningful change when it comes to gun rights?
I think this is a pretty big moment. I don't want to overstate it, but you now have congressional Democrats being as aggressive, mirroring Hillary Clinton, who's the most aggressive gun control advocate as a presidential candidate. You now have Democrats in Congress being pretty aggressive. I'm not sure what the Trump tweet means entirely, but it does suggest that if Hillary Clinton wins the White House, if Democrats take the Senate, and if they eat into the House majority, that Hillary Clinton has a chance to claim a mandate to try to pass some gun control measures, and that would be quite different than her predecessor, Democratic predecessors, to start the administration that way.
I think that's true, and we were saying that earlier this week, that that there were some things could fall into place that would change the calculus. I think in the more immediate term, it's interesting to me. We don't know what the Trump tweet means. That is one thing. It's also the case that Mitch McConnell came out yesterday and made some comments about the fact that he might, first time I've ever heard McConnell say that he would be open to at least considering some kind of gun control change. I think it's not impossible. It's a low probability, but it's not impossible that on a couple of these issues, particularly on the no-fly, that we could actually get actual legislation passed on this in the next few weeks. It's possible.
Yeah, I think you get something through the Senate. I don't think you get it through the House. But getting it through the Senate would be a big win. And what I'm saying is, I don't think anything will pass until next year, if at all. But I think there's a chance Democrats will now push this for momentum.
Oh, I think that's right. I think you're going to see, again, Hillary Clinton leading the charge. I think this is, this is a different issue than it has been for 20 years now, with, again, with someone at the top of the ticket really pushing it.
Yeah.